Hello, my name's Tom Allen, and welcome to the Sarah O'Connell Show.
Welcome to the Sarah O'Connell Show.
Tom Allen, welcome to the Sarah O'Connell Show. It's a complete delight to have you here today. I've just watched you live on stage. Very, very funny.
Well, thank you, Sarah. Thank you very much for having me. It's very nice. My voice might be a bit croaky because I've just come off stage and I do quite a lot of shouting these days. Well, you know, give them what they've come for. Give them a show. That's what I always say. And I do. But by the end, I do sound a bit like that. But it's fine. I hope.
Very good. So you're a comedian. You're a national treasure, of course, as everybody knows.
I've never been called that. But thank Yankee. Yeah, I'll take that. Yes, I assume I am.
Because you remind me of the Nicolas Cage films, so that's why.
Oh, a lot of people say that.
Yeah. Action. So let's throw out a few facts about you. So you went to school with Rob Beckett.
Yes, yeah, it's at the same school as Rob, yeah.
Used to dress in Victorian wear.
Yes, in a bid to disguise the fact that I was gay.
I thought it was just a detract from being posh. I thought that's what that was.
No, because posh people don't always dress in period clothing. Otherwise, they'd all look mad. So I don't know why. I think I had this. Do you know what I think it was? I had this aspiration to escape. That's why I think I did that. I just wanted to be in somewhere slightly different to where I found myself.
You started comedy when you were 22.
Yes.
Which was 3 years ago now.
Yes.
And you've won lots of awards. You're doing incredibly well. You're now on the Sarah O'Connell Show.
I mean, it's gone extraordinarily. I give thanks every day. I'm #blessed.
And so I first saw you in 2014 when you were supporting Sarah Millican.
Oh, back in the day. Where was that? In Portsmouth? No.
It might have been. Yeah, no, it was.
That was the first time I did support there.
Really?
And I was very scared. It was very nerve-wracking because I'd never done support. I'd never done support for Sarah, and I'd never done any sort of venue that was as big as that. It was like 3,500 people.
Yeah, it was huge.
It was huge, and my leg was shaking inside my trousers.
Was it really?
Yeah, but it was a good experience, and doing that whole tour with Sarah was extraordinary. Actually, that was the tail end of her previous tour, but then I did the following one, and that combined all taught me a great deal.
Yeah. So I was like, I watched it, and I'm like, who are you? I must see more of your comedy, and I sought you out. Yeah.
Oh, thanks. I was so nervous, and you get sometimes with tour support. Sorry, I've got the hiccups. That's not very elegant, is it? It's human, isn't it? But you walk out and you're having to talk to people. 3,500 people who aren't there to see you. They've definitely not come to see you.
Yeah.
And that's a really fabulous feeling. That's a really terrifying feeling. And you sort of sometimes think like, are people going, oh, this isn't what we paid to see. We wanted to see the main person. But actually, Sarah's audiences weren't like that. They were much nicer than that. Yeah. But there is that sort of fear thing. And it was delightful when people kind of went, oh, we like you. We didn't expect to see you, but we like you. That was very nice.
Yeah, it was very good. And so, of course, you've got your own tours now. You're touring yourself. Tell me about your latest one.
Well, this is my first tour doing on my own, and it's been. At first, I didn't know what to expect, and I didn't know if anybody would come, and I didn't know what it'd be like, and it's been so nice. And I've been to places so far all around the country, and I've absolutely loved it. And I've come across just lovely people who have come to see me, and we've sold out, and we've added extra shows now to the new year. So I mean, I'm just sort of beyond flattered. I feel very, very #blessed, and very blessed in a sincere way. I just have a lovely time, and I've just learned to drive as well. So I drive myself to the shows. I do the show, like, hello everyone, welcome to my little world. A bit like when I used to dress up in Victorian clothing. It's my little world, and I don't dress up in Victorian clothing for the show, but and then I drive myself to a hotel or back home, and I'm like, oh, did that. And sometimes I do have a tour support, but often it's been me on my own for this bit, and I really love it. I really like meeting the audiences and stuff. It's been great.
It must be really exciting. So have you had any gigs that stick out that have been particularly amazing or particularly bad for any reason? How do you deal with hecklers? It's really funny tonight. I sort of, when someone put their foot on the stage, which you should never do, of course. Of course,
it's extremely bad manner. But I have had experiences. Well, I did this sort of big banquet thing for some mayor at Christmas years and years ago, where they were like, it was all running behind, and they were having like this dinner, and it was all running behind, and there was like hundreds of people there, and they said, oh, we're just going to have to put you on now. I hope that's all right. I hope we're just going to have to put you on now. And I was like, oh, all right, yeah. And there was a massive dance floor in the middle, no real stage. Like half the audience was facing away because they were all on round tables. And then it turned out like the reason they were behind is because they hadn't brought out all the food. And so I was halfway through my set, and someone went, excuse me, I still haven't had my soup. I'm still waiting on my soup. So then I sort of turned the gig into like, oh, sorry to hear about that. Can we get any more soups over here? And it just turned into like some sort of bizarre kind of microphoned food delivery system. It was very ungainly. But you live and learn, don't you? And actually, another one I had was when I was supporting Sarah in Blackpool, and a pigeon walked on the stage, and the audience went mad for this pigeon. They loved this pigeon, and I was really kind of all the pigeon had to do was just walk forward for a bit, and the audience was like if that's all I had to do, would have just done that.
Well, it's a hard act to follow, a pigeon.
Well, yeah, I can tell you from experience.
Yeah. And so, who makes you laugh? Who are your comedy inspirations?
Oh, well, I always grew up watching Victoria Wood and French and Saunders, and all the brilliant comedy that was on. And you still see it now, but I loved a lot of the comedy that was on when I was growing up, and I remember watching like Victoria Wood with my mum, and loved the way that she would be able to just be an outsider and be comfortable with that, but in an uncomfortable. She seemed like at peace with her. Like, I don't fit in, but I'm just talking about it. Or I don't fit in, so I observed that over there, or I observed here. And I remember feeling like this, not only finding her so funny and about her stories, and I loved her stories. And I remember laughing, like that feeling you get when you can't breathe, you're laughing so much. And I remember that sort of feeling being so profound, and so I always loved her. Mum and I would watch her like at Christmas and stuff, and so that was a big influence on me. Yeah. And then people like, I suppose, like watching DVD specials from people like Alan Carr as well have really done that for me, and Sarah of course, Sarah Millican, my friend, and also I really like a lot of American comedians like Maria Bamford, who has some people know about her more now. I remember when I was very early on, I was booked to do Just for Laughs in Montreal, and I was far too young. And it was very, had lots of confident American comedians there who were like, oh my God, you got to see this guy. This guy's great. Oh my God. The guy comes out, and he'd be like, this guy would come out and do lots of confident stuff. And I was like, oh God, I don't fit in here at all. And then we were doing these warm-up gigs above a pub, and I saw this girl, and she seemed so nervous. I was like, oh, I hope she's going to be okay. And I saw her start doing a set, and she was so brilliant. I went, oh, thank God somebody like that is here. She's just an outsider, and again, she's just sort of like okay about talking about that and being like, sometimes life is hard, or sometimes I feel lost. And I was like, oh, finally I feel that. And I think for me, that's what comedy is kind of somebody going like, I feel like that too sometimes. Yeah. I feel like, oh, I thought I was the only one who felt like that, but now you feel like that too. Oh, that's great. It's like, that's what I think comedy does.
Absolutely. Now, this isn't a question. This is a statement. I love your actual voice.
Oh, well, I'm sorry it's so croaky tonight.
That's okay. But following on from that, I thought to myself, you should do audiobooks. And then I took that a step further, and I looked on Audible, and you've flipping done one already.
I did do
the Murd Factor.
Yeah, which was about a man who moved to France. And I can't remember how I got asked to do it, but I'd never done one before. It was really fun. But it was about like English people and Australian people and Kiwi people, New Zealandish, I was going to say, New Zealander people living in Paris. So often I was having to sort of do French accents with Kiwi accents, with Australian accents, with British accents, and then sometimes they would speak French, so I'd have to do like somebody, and I don't really speak French beyond GCSE, but I did get an A, and to speak French in a sort of British French, Franglish, and then like Kiwi accents. And it was very like, oh God, what is this? But it was fun to do. I'd like to do more of them, but no one's asked, so I haven't.
Well, they should.
All right.
Absolutely should.
Ask me, and I'll try and do them.
Yeah. Or you could just read me the news each day. I'd enjoy that.
Well, that's a nice thing to say, Sarah. I'd only want to read happy stories.
Oh yeah, just read the fun stuff.
Well, yeah, those funny stories, like, and finally.
Yeah, they're the good. Yeah, it's like, everyone's died, they're all dead, but we found a cat today, and there's a cute cat.
A cute cat. Yeah, or I'm like, and finally, a woman in Eastbourne finally discovered that she could fly. And then you go, oh, that's interesting. You should have started with that. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay.
She could have solved all the other stuff.
yeah. Well, no. That's the problem with our world, isn't it? People aren't given the chance to apply their skills. That's the one of the great struggles, I think, of our world.
This is a true story. So that leads us nicely onto. So you have, of course, been on 8 out of 10 Cats Does Countdowns.
Yes.
Very long title. This Dictionary Corner with Susie Dent.
Yes, I have. She's so nice. So nice. It's such a fun show to do.
So now you probably get asked this all the time, but your name, Tom Allen, is an anagram for Lamont, which is a small French skiing village. Have you ever been to that particular village?
A, I did not know that. B, no, but I want to. Lamont.
Yeah.
That'd be a great name for if I set up like a secret spy agency. Lamont. Yeah.
Well, it's more interesting than that because globally it's called Lamont with a D at the end, but it's only locally it's got the T in it, which makes the anagram work for your name.
Sarah, how did you find that out?
Searched for an anagram with your name.
Wow. I mean, the internet's a wonderful thing, isn't it?
So good.
Wow. So
I was determined to find a question that nobody probably would have asked you.
no one has asked me that question. Lamont. I wonder where it is.
It's in the Alpine region of France.
Okay, well, I'll try and go there. I went to the Alpine region of Italy recently, and I liked that very much. Very much. I thought it was very nice.
A show that I love, you appeared on the Crystal Maze, and in your particular challenge, you were balancing. It's fine.
Yeah.
It's not a problem. You were walking along a rotating log, carrying what looked like giant polystyrene monster munch.
Yes, I was. Amusingly, I suppose, I ended up doing the physical tasks, which is not my forte. My forte is using words like forte.
Which means fort, by the way, I think.
I think it means strong.
Oh, does it? It doesn't. It's not a castle.
No, but I think it's the same. It's like a stronghold.
Ah.
No, you're right. I think.
Oh, I was accidentally right. That was an accident.
I imagine that's where the word comes from.
Yeah.
Forte. I just think it means, because
It's a strength, yeah.
Because I think in Spanish it's like fuerte. I mean, guys, if this isn't etymology of words. So yes, I did. And let me tell you, if you're doing it for charity, you want to do a good job. It can be very stressful when you get on a log that spins round. Yeah. How can anyone go on that? It's time sensitive, blah, 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 blah. It's really stressy. I didn't get any crystals. I got locked in once.
But you did release the crystal. It's just if you had have got the crystal, you would have been locked in.
Yeah. What am I supposed to do?
I mean, you were with the team, which was more important.
No, and we'd made a pact that we didn't want to leave anyone behind. But then actually at the end, they started talking about leaving me behind. So when I was in that Pet Shop Boys room, I don't know if you remember that bit. Yeah. With the lasers. It was so difficult, that one. No one can do that.
It's impossible.
I mean, pretty much.
Yeah.
Unless you're like Flat Stanley. Do you remember those books?
Of course. I think of little else.
In literature. Other than Flat Stanley, yeah.
So you've also been on Great British Bake Off's Extra Slice.
Yeah.
Are you a fan of cooking yourself? Do you like to cook?
I'm a huge fan of programmes with extraordinarily long titles.
You are, aren't you? Yeah. I've had to take 2 breaths for everything you've been in.
Am I a fan of baking? Yeah, I love it. I loved baking. I used to do a lot of cooking when I was a teenager in a bid to disguise the fact that I was gay. It was, again, a flawed plan. But I got an A-star in food technology GCSE. Sorry, everyone. Yes, I did. And I really like cooking. I've always liked it. Yeah. I like baking. I started off with baking. My nan got me into baking when I was bored during the summer holidays. And it just was like, oh, it's like a big, massive floodgate. And I was like, oh, this is something I can do. I love it. But I wasn't allowed to make a mess very often.
I'm not too good at cooking. I burn salads, cornflakes don't look too good. I miss the milk in the bowl. It's just not good.
Oh, really? Presentation is everything.
Yeah. I've got a qualification in presentations in my art GNVQ that I did in college.
Oh, that's nice. But what sort of presentations were they?
Not cooking.
Okay.
That's the main problem with that.
Yeah, sure. But still, we've all got skills. That's what we're saying, I think.
That isn't one of them.
For you, no. Apparently not.
So
big plates, I think, help if you're struggling with presentation of food.
I always have big plates. It's just I'm over ambitious with the food as well.
Oh, okay. Okay. then I can't help you.
No. Well, you could because you got no star.
Yeah, I could come around and cook. Yeah, that's about it.
And read me the news.
And reading the news. I've got a lot of work on, it seems, at the moment. And I've got to do that audiobook. Where am I going to find the time, everyone? Where am I going to find the time with my husky voice, my now croaky voice?
So you've had a very busy day. You've just been on Strictly's It Takes Two.
Yeah. Slightly shorter title of a show. Not. Yes, and I had a lovely time on that. So much fun. And I was really excited because I've loved the show for so long, and it does always make my face go whenever I see it. It was so, I'd never been on the show before, and they're all just so cool. All the dancers were so nice that I met. And I met Kevin, who was lovely. And I met Ayash, who was lovely. And everybody was just delightful. It was just really fun. They clearly have a nice time. I can't imagine what could be more fun than just spending those weeks in the dark autumn days dancing your little heart out.
So AJ Pritchard's been on the show before.
Oh, you get all the greats. Oh, I should have popped my collar. Yeah.
Exactly. Who have you got any favourites? Who do you think might or should or could win?
Well, my friend is Susan Calman, and I like her very much, so I'd like her to win. But I think everybody is great in it. I mean, I don't know. I just think it must be so nerve-wracking for all of them. I don't mind who wins. I want them all to keep doing it for a long time. I was sort of going to say this on the show earlier. I was going to say, it's not really about the dancing, is it? It's just about everybody just sort of coming on in lovely costumes, having a nice time.
That's exactly right.
I was a bit obsessed with Debbie McGee. Apparently they were talking about someone else. I was like, yeah, but the thing about Debbie is, when she did this, and people were like, we've moved on from talking about Debbie McGee. It's like, no, but Debbie McGee, when she did this week, it was just incredible.
She's a lovely person. I met her once. I went to see Penn and Teller in London.
Did you? Was she there?
Yeah, she was. Not only was she there, she was sat next to Paul Daniels. This was a few years ago, but they were in the same row as me. I'm like, it's Debbie McGee.
Wow, and I think he really cared about magic, didn't he? He really loved it. Yeah, I feel like they were I don't know anything about them really, but I feel like they were obviously a very happy couple, stayed together a long time. Must be very sad. But yeah, I think I might be wrong on this. I think Paul Daniels did the magic for the Phantom of the Opera. That might be incorrect. Oh, really? But yeah, I thought that was a fun fact. Oh, wow. Maybe verify it though first.
Now, apart from this show, of course, one of the most prolific award-winning shows you've been on is the Dog Ate My Homework.
Of course, the BAFTA-winning The Dog Ate My Homework. And let me tell you, I had a lovely time doing that show with my friend Ian Sterling. And the thing is, two things about when I did that show. I did it the day after I'd recorded Drunk Histories, which I don't know if you're familiar with. Yeah. It's where they get you drunk and then get you to retell a story. I would say look out for my one. Do not, because they got me so drunk I passed out. And after 10 minutes, it was supposed to be a story about two pirates. I said to my friend, where did I get to in the story? She said, we didn't get on the boat. But apparently I did 2 renditions of the Macarena. Not usable, though. And then I don't remember getting home, blah, blah, blah. I had to get up the next day, get on a plane, go to Glasgow to film The Dog Ate My Homework. I arrived feeling absolutely appalling, as you can imagine. And then they were like, oh, great news. At the end of the show, you're going to get to go go-karting. And I was like, oh my God. Okay. And so I had to do that. But actually, it was so much fun. It sort of cured my hangover, really.
And you're very good at talking with a plastic thing in your mouth. Like, you sounded completely crystal clear when you were saying things. Yes. It's very impressive.
Well, thank you, Sarah. A lot of people, you have to remember, have very sloppy diction. And I think we showed that up, didn't we, with... I think Ian probably does have very sloppy diction.
It's a horrible thing to have.
We should pity him.
Yeah. So in addition to being on all these TV shows, you're also an actor.
Well, I've done a bit of acting here and there, Sarah. I mean, I'll turn my hand to it if the part is right, i.e. they ask me to do it. And I have done a bit of acting and I've liked it. I started out as an actor, and I always thought I wanted to be an actor, but then it turned out I was just gay. And but I do like before, telling a story through acting and performing a character. I do enjoy all that, but I found it a little bit frustrating when you're always at the beck and call of somebody phoning you going, you can come in for an audition now, and you go in for the audition, you don't know quite what they want, and then you're not what they want, but they don't know what they want, and then I found that a bit difficult, and that's why I like telling stories on my own.
Absolutely, because you've recently been in Joshua Widdicombe's programme.
That was so much fun. A lovely thing to be part of, and Josh and Tom had written such a great sitcom and such a great episode that I was in, and David Schneider is the director, which was a thrill to work with him, who's been a hero of mine since, watching him on things with Amanda Iannucci back in the 90s, so it was really great to work with him.
And you've been in some films, Tomorrow Drew, Started for 10.
Yes, I have little parts in all those, which is fun to do and fun to learn about. And I work with great people like Benedict Cumberbatch and Mark Gatiss and James McAvoy and such like. And I like it. I did like that very much, yeah. It's a different world to step into, but I keep coming back to stand-up. I find I like it more.
And with that in mind, what's next for you? What would you like to do?
Oh, well, I would like to write something with a narrative in it at some stage, whether that was something that was on television or in a book or something, but I would like to write something with a story. But that's maybe in the medium term. At the moment, I'm just really enjoying doing the tour, and I've extended that into next year, so I'm really, really proud of that. So I'm just trying to take it one step at a time.
It's a very good idea. Now, finally, have you got any messages for your fans around the universe, and of course people watching the Sarah O'Connell show at home today?
Oh, well, of course. So many messages I receive through my spiritual channels. There's one of them right now. And I think they're coming in. I would just say send Bitcoin. Send Bitcoin. That's what I keep putting out there. So do that, please.
Very, very good advice for everybody to know.
And also, don't feel alone. However you're feeling, somebody else has always felt that way.
It's very true. It's very true. So, well, that's what this show is.
Well, yeah, right. Yeah.
So, Tom Allen, it's been an absolute delight to meet you finally today. Thank you for coming on the show.
Thank you, Sarah. Thank you very much.
Thank you, and thank you to everyone at home. Please be sure to share, subscribe, give the video a big thumbs up, and I'll see you all again soon for another episode of the Sarah O'Connell Show. Bye.